I can't sound as enthusiastic as Henry. That was impossible.
Yeah, Henry's got the best radio voice out of all of us.
Okay, we'll just start over again.
Yeah.
Why did you say to my left?
Because
We're not in the same room.
Just say our names, then we'll say hello.
Yeah, we don't have whatever.
Just be like Matt Maresco. Be like,
Wow, Henry,
hello.
worst question master ever.
Already, podcast ruined. It's already over.
All the work.
All right, what? Just go. Intro.
Ugh.
Welcome to Does This Make Us Bad People? This is the first introductory episode, so fittingly, the theme of the week will be introductions. So we're going to talk about pop culture, personal problems, personal hates, and everything that we don't like. To my left is Stephen Carilli.
Hello, everybody.
And then in the middle is Matt Maresca.
Hello.
And then we got Cody Bergeron on the right.
Hello.
Now, that was all false information because this is on Skype.
We're not sitting in the same room.
I was going to try and read it off geographically, but I couldn't figure it out hard enough in my head.
Henry has constructed an entire virtual 3D space in his room and is projecting us via hologram. So
Steven's north of you, Cody's south of you, and I'm east of you. That was super easy.
Matt actually glitched through the map, and he's like,
Except the thing is,
he's like
I said
50
left
feet below.
first, so technically you would be the most to the left.
Wow. This is deep shit already.
Yeah, we're
This is
already...
deep.
This is actually a geography podcast.
Yeah, we're gonna be talking about places in the world. We're gonna be reciting capitals.
We're not gonna talk anything about those places or their culture or anything. We're just gonna name them. We're just gonna state geographic facts.
I'll say the name of a place, and then you have to say the name of a place with the first letter that's the last letter of my place.
How about we don't do that?
Oh no! Time out. You have to say another country with an export that rhymes with that main country's import. Think about it like that. Spain, go. Export Matt Maresca's.
No, they import Matt Maresca.
Ebola. No.
Wow. deep
That's
issues.
what we do on this podcast. Okay, we really get to the deep, hard issues. Okay, we tackle the tough questions.
Yeah, but seriously, let's talk about Ebola, boys.
Okay.
What exactly is Hillary Clinton doing wrong with the Ebola crisis?
I'm going to go ahead and cut you off there because I do not care, and I think we better just jump into our first question.
Yeah,
all right. So, in the interest of giving us a nice little round introduction to all of us, I think the best way we can do this is to ask, what would be your the best introduction of some sort of media? What would be the best media to give someone if you wanted to introduce them to yourself?
So, if they watched or played or read it, they get a good sense of who you are as a person,
exactly,
your tastes and such. All right.
Yep.
So
let's start off with Cody. What'd you say, Cody?
Oh fuck! Oh god! I didn't want to start off.
Henry, you could start off. Being the one asking the question. I saved you, Cody. I saved you. You owe me one.
Thanks, Steven. Steven, you have one free pass.
It's on audio record. Cody officially owes me one.
I owe you one.
All right.
We'll bring this up later. So I picked a whole bunch of things, but I guess I'll have to narrow it down
Obviously.
to Mulholland Drive. David Lynch's
wow.
2001 bit.
Don't you boo?
Have you seen it, Matt?
No, but I just am upset that he picked it.
I haven't seen it, but I've seen the lesbian sex scenes on the bus when me and Henry went on that field trip in sophomore year, and I saw those, and that sold me on the movie. So I will be watching it at some point in my life.
Excellent. Well, I picked it because I am a huge film nerd, and I really like David Lynch movies, and I like how meta the movie is, and it also is structurally batshit insane. And the sound design is crazy good.
That's how Henry's life is structured. He usually wakes up as a different person, doesn't remember who he is, has weird dream sequences all the time.
And so much lesbian sex.
Oh yeah, that's a major recurring theme in your life.
Yeah.
He spends most of his time having people take photos of him taking photos. So it's very meta in general.
What was that weird David Lynch film that we watched?
All of them?
Was that one that we watched? No. Yes, all of them. No, the one that we watched at Steven's house that one time.
Eraserhead?
No, with the
Lost Highway.
Lost Highway, yeah. That one was fucking weird. I like that one a lot, though. That was really good. That was really
I
cool.
explicitly remember directly after we finished watching that you said, I didn't like that.
Yeah, I do remember that.
Well, I did like it. I liked it more than I liked Audition. I'll say that much.
Audition's so bad. You guys are so wrong about that movie.
Let's not get into this right now. We don't need to have the Audition argument again.
Okay,
We don't need to bring that up yet.
I'm sorry.
We'll have plenty of time to argue about Audition later.
We'll do a whole episode for Audition.
We could
Actually.
we could fill
100% do that.
we could fill 3 hours of us yelling at each other about Audition.
But not right now. So let's pass the question back to Steven.
Don't you mean back to Cody?
No, back to Steven.
No, back to Steven.
All right, you owe me one, Cody. I'm calling it in now. You have to go.
Oh, fuck. All right, back to Maresca. You owe me one.
Oh my god, they don't even know what my last name is, do they? Anyway, it's me.
They do now.
No, Henry said it.
If I was... Excuse you.
Right? Didn't whatever. Okay, go ahead.
If I were to give someone a introduction to me, it'd probably be Crusader Kings 2.
Oh yeah, I could see that.
Yep, because Crusader Kings 2 is one of the greatest video games ever made. It's played on the computer, which is where I spend at least 50% of my time.
Did you guys know that in Crusader Kings 2, you can take a civilization and follow it for 800 years of history?
Well, relax. You need to buy the 2 sequels. So
That's
you
better
can
than-
also
that's better than
murder
400 years.
you can also murder babies and your wife and all sorts of family members, which is great because I got a lot of daddy issues. And
That really gets off
If you
on
like
murder.
murdering children and your wife and your spouses, then this game is for you.
No, but it's okay. But actually, the game's amazing. You can pick any country in Europe or the Middle East
And follow it through 800 years of history.
And it's all about geopolitics and history, which are the 2 things that I like more than anything on Earth. So, yeah, Crusader Kings 2, you should play it. It's like the best strategy game of all time and the best RPG of all time. And it's really good at alt-tabbing, so you can do whatever you want else on the computer, like listen to podcasts. So you could like play it and listen to, does this make us bad people?
Yeah.
Our podcast?
You can listen to our extensive back catalog of
Yeah.
this episode.
When you get hooked by the, So that's me. Back to Cody.
Okay. Hello there, everybody. All right. I guess if I had to say, one thing to, describe me?
The first 30 seconds of Gay Bar on repeat.
yeah, exactly. The first 30 seconds of Gay Bar on repeat. No, I chose the album Kinda Blue. The Miles
wow.
Davis album.
Getting some pretty,
Yeah.
I don't know, highbrow stuff in here.
Yeah, I know, right? Well, Henry went with movies, Matt went with video games, so I'll go with some music. I don't know. I think this album is arguably one of the best jazz albums of all time. And I like jazz a lot, but saxophone, and it's got some pretty inspiring stuff on there. We got some nice saxophone players playing on there. Got some nice trumpet players. I don't know. I mean, the whole album itself is kind of just a beautiful
Kind of blue.
Yeah, it's just.
I'm sorry. I'll see you guys later.
It's kind of blue.
I'll take my leave now. I'm done.
I don't know. It's a good album.
Tell me more
I like
about
Miles
it,
Davis. Tell you more about the album.
I want you to explain more about the differences between tonal and modal jazz, as was evidenced on Miles Davis's.
All right, guys.
Okay,
I'm just gonna let you know. I'm
I
gonna
wrote-
take my headphones off now. Like, send me like a message in the chat when you're done. I'll see you guys later.
I actually wrote my thesis on the difference between tonal and atonal jazz.
Your thesis for high school?
All those high school theses we had to write.
Yeah,
95 of them.
high school theses.
Anyways, let's go back
Theses.
to Steven, who needs to finally answer the fucking
All
question.
right, now
Yes.
we're back to.
All right, I am going to propose my answer in complete contrast to Matt Maresca and say the thing that would describe me the best is the video game Disgaea, which is also a strategy RPG, but instead of being serious and about history, it's about dumb anime characters doing dumb anime stuff. And it's such a weird, like, niche thing that I feel like just playing that, you get a good sense of all the things that I like and how they sort of coalesce into that one weird video game that's kind of not that great, but I still love it.
To be fair, Crusader Kings 2 is
Steven,
hilarious.
you said Disgaea.
It's
You said Disgaea, Stephen, but you're talking about Disagia.
It's pronounced Disagia. You're right.
Disagia.
That's the
okay,
correct
all right.
pronunciation.
I just want to make sure that there was a pronunciation thing.
Yeah, I was wrong. I'm sorry.
Now, I find a conundrum in this, in that I haven't played the games that Matt and Steven talk about, so now, do I really know you guys? Am I even friends with you guys?
Henry also hates jazz.
Yeah.
I have.
I know. I know.
But that's because Cody
everybody...
and I are soulmates.
Yeah, that's true. Me and Henry love each other. We're moving.
Henry only has one love. All he loves is David Lynch films. That's all he cares about. I told him to play Crusader Kings once, and he just hit me and said, "I'm going to watch Inland Empire for the 40th time."
I own Crusader Kings, man, and I still haven't played it.
God, it's so good.
Oh, we did watch Inland Empire. I forgot about that.
You can play EU. You can play EU after, and then you can play Victoria 2, and then you can play Hearts of Iron, and then you have all of history.
And then I'm dead. I've spent 80 years of my life on that, and now I'm dead.
I am currently bringing Persia through the 1600s, and let me tell you, they're set up pretty well to industrialize in 1845. So
can we just turn this podcast into Matt talks about his Victoria 2 games?
Matt just plays those games and then tells us what happened in his history
for 3 hours every week.
It's so much better than my history. It's so much better than real history.
It's so much better than my history. It's my history, goddammit.
Wait, which one is my history? Is my history the history that I live in, or the history that I created? Ooh.
The history that you live in.
I think it's probably some sort of combination.
Yeah.
Okay, there's infinite dimensions. Does that mean there's a dimension for all of my Crusader Kings 2 games?
I guess.
Probably,
oh my god.
If there's
Can you imagine?
If there's infinite dimensions, then there's a dimension where you made Crusader Kings 2, Matt.
Then what does that mean for the ones where I played it?
I don't know.
What about mods?
There.
Mod? Mod?
Okay, so I guess that wraps up the first round, the first question about intros.
Yeah.
So, Cody.
Yes.
What's the best introduction to 80s action films?
Well, I had to think about that one for a second. Die Hard 1.
Oh, there you go.
I fucking love everything about Die Hard 1. I can't tell. I can't tell what I like more, Die Hard in general, or just Bruce Willis in the Die Hard. Bruce Willis as John McClane. I don't know which one I enjoy more. I think Bruce Willis is the perfect 80s action hero. I don't know. I fucking love it.
Cody, you picked a very dangerous movie because Die Hard came out in 1988. So
I know.
You were almost off.
I looked it up right. As soon as Henry said that, I looked it up and I was like, it's got to be in the 80s.
To be fair, that was a baited question. So
yeah.
I feel like I don't think Henry would get a fact about a movie wrong.
Because earlier on,
I already knew it was in the 80s, so I knew this would go well.
Yeah, that was planned.
That was perfect.
That was
like
staged.
But is Beverly Hills Cops 2 better? That's the answer. That's the question I have.
I'm going to say no.
I'm going to say no.
Beverly Hills Cop 2 has great music and a really goofy story, but I don't know if it ever reaches the heights of Die Hard.
Tell me more, Henry.
And
I think the real question is what is the apotheosis of Sylvester Stallone's cinema? Is it Tango and Cash? Or maybe Cobra?
I don't think this has anything to do with the topic at hand.
I'm talking about 80s action films.
I'm going to sit this one out.
Why did Henry pick 80s action films?
I don't know.
I didn't vote for this.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because off camera we were talking about Die Hard.
But America is a communist state in my other reality, so maybe
that's true.
Henry's a dictator, and that's why he can just do this all unilaterally.
So Matt, what's the best introduction to European history books?
Really?
Oh God.
I would probably pick a Bismarck, which is a documentary. I mean, a Bismarck, which I read, and it's really good. I forget who wrote it, to be honest, but it explains a lot about why Germany wasn't a unified state until, I think, 1850.
61.
Really?
Pretty sure.
Oh, shit.
Oh, yeah. And then
Henry
it
dropping some
talks all
facts.
about that, and it talks about Bismarck being cool, and then it talks about how the king of Prussia and Germany was a douchebag and got him fired, and then World War I happened. So it's a good book. You should read it. Bismarck was also a failure in college, which makes me feel good because
Matt's also a gigantic failure.
I'm also a gigantic failure. So really, I bond a lot with him,
Matt
and he
is
talks to me.
Matt is calling us from an abandoned warehouse where he lives now, and somehow has internet.
Yeah.
It's a really nice warehouse. Though. I've got like a table here, a bed.
A table and a chair. And
It's actually just a house.
Is that what they're called in these days? Abandoned warehouses?
Abandoned houses.
Abandoned houses.
Yeah, abandoned houses.
Warehouse house.
That people live in
That people also live in.
and are not abandoned.
It's a
their house.
non-wear house.
Yeah. It's not. It's
just a
you
house. What is
Now-
the difference between my house and a normal house?
You don't wear a warehouse. Why do they call it a warehouse?
Well, to deflect attention away from Henry before he asks me a personal question, I actually thought of a good introduction-based question for everybody else.
Ooh. Do tell.
What
Revolution.
was
Die Hard.
What was your
Die
first introduction to M-rated games or an R-rated movie?
Yeah, this is
All right,
If
so
you-
in
if you
second
remember.
grade, I got an Xbox for Christmas, and I specifically remember, for some reason, a very strong desire to want to play the game Turok, the Xbox remake of it, because that's an older game. And basically, I'm sure people know the plot to Turok, but you're some sort of warrior or something. You travel back in time and have to shoot down dinosaurs with a machine gun.
Which sounds
And,
like the raddest thing ever when you're a
It
kid.
just sounds the raddest thing ever, but it didn't have a heavy metal soundtrack, so
It was slightly less rad than it could
Less
have been.
right, yeah.
Yeah, it didn't play all into how over the top and crazy it was. But I specifically remember wanting to play the game, and so I just asked my mom to go rent it for me, and she did. Thank you, Blockbuster.
I don't know why, but when you said that it didn't live up to how cheesy it could be, I just imagined Turok as a really serious stage play.
Arthur Miller made the Turok adaptation.
Turok the musical on Broadway.
Rogers
all
and Hammerstein
Chekhovian
present
drama
Turok the
with the-
musical.
There's
Similar in
people,
name to Death of a Salesman.
there's people with big dinosaur suits running around, and they throw red confetti at the audience when they get shot.
When you're a Brontosaurus, you're a Brontosaurus all the way from your first T-Rex kill to your last dying day.
Can we make this now?
To Turok the musical.
Turok.
I am so down to make Turok the musical. Oh my
I kind
god.
of like the idea of doing Brechtian staging, though, and keep reminding the people that they're in a play. I'll be obviously we're in a play because there aren't dinosaurs on stage.
I have a phenomenal story though that I just remembered when Henry said that about my first M-rated game experience.
Or an R-rated movie. That was also part of the question, if you remember.
Yes, no. But this one's a little bit worse than my first. I don't even remember my first R-rated movie.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I don't remember mine either.
Yeah, I mean,
My first, my first M-rated game I got when I was 7 years old, and it was Conker's Bad Fur Day.
Oh yeah, you've
I-
told us before.
But yeah, I had just gotten my N64 maybe the year before, or maybe I don't know. I forget when I got my N64, but we were at Blockbuster right up the road. Thank God for Blockbuster. And my mom was like, "Do you want a game?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure." And so I went into the bin and I picked. It didn't have a box, and the only thing I remember about the front is it just said Conker's Bad Fur Day, and I knew absolutely nothing about the game, and my mom
Apparently,
didn't know-
neither did your mother.
Yeah, and my mother knew. Well, my mother doesn't know nothing about games, and she knew nothing about the rating system, and so I guess the M meant nothing. Are they on the cartridges? Is the rating on the cartridge?
They're only on the cartridge if the the picture is
Oh,
there.
yeah, no,
'Cause
it
it's
is,
on
yeah,
it's
no,
on the
it's-
little sticker. But if it didn't have that on it, then it wouldn't be on there.
Yeah, no, I just looked it up. It does say M, but does it? Yeah, no, it just says mature. I don't know. It doesn't say the age. Sometimes now it'll say the age, whatever plus. But yeah, so she bought that for me, and I remember my first experience playing the game. I was continuing the game for. I guess I'm pretty sure we bought the N64 used, so there was already some save data on there, and it was this part where you go to a barn, and there's a talking paintbrush and a talking hay pitchfork and a talking can of paint, and they were just throwing around the word cunt and bastard and like just every single fucking swear in the whole book. And I was sitting in the basement, and my mom was down there, and my grandma was down there, and my dad was down there, and they're just listening to me fucking play this game, and it's just like, oh, look at that squirrel over there, he's such a fucking cunt. And my grandma's like, what are you playing? And my mom's like, oh my god, what did I do? What did I buy for him? And my dad's like, he's gonna learn sooner or later, just let him play it. And so they just let me play Conker's Bad Fur Day. And so that's why I am the way I am today, I think.
I was gonna say, do you think like such early introductions to media like that even like really affected us at all?
To be honest with me, I think it kind of made me like not really like when like you hear a swear from like somebody else, like someone's like, oh, like I know this word, like you can't say it, like it's like fuck. Like I don't know, I feel like then you're more like willing to like as a child like say it and like see if you can get away with it.
Well,
but like
kids just swear all the time because they think it makes them look cool.
Well, yeah,
like there's always gonna be that kid who's always just fucking swearing all the time.
Yeah, I was that kid. I was that kid in middle school.
No, you weren't. Sean Blaine was.
Well,
I was like a little.
Well, mostly those kids don't. What's it called? Or mostly those kids swear a lot too because like they're told that they like, or they're not like exposed to it from like their parents or something. Whereas like I was exposed to that from like my uncle who like swore all the time when I was a kid, and so like I didn't really swear when I was like, it didn't really matter to me. Like I didn't really see the point into it. Yeah, like it's fine. Like it was like fun to do because like you're a kid and that's fun. But
well,
I don't know.
I think I can answer Henry's question with my own story.
Go ahead.
Just to relate back to the Conker's Bad Fur Day thing, I remember one time a bunch of my cousins came over and they were gonna play Conker's Bad. It was like a family party, and they were gonna play Conker's Bad Fur Day like downstairs, and they wouldn't let me watch them play because it was rated mature and it wasn't suitable for my eyes, despite the fact that they were all also under 17. So they were a bunch of dicks, and I hate them. But my
still was because of that.
I don't remember how old I was exactly, but my first M-rated game was Resident Evil 4.
Oh,
and
God.
I remember I saw like articles about it and stuff in magazines, like raving about how it was like the best game ever, and like I was like, it's rated mature, so I can't play it, but I really want to. So like, I remember I talked to my mom about it. I was like, yeah, it's rated mature, but it's not like Grand Theft Auto where you're like going around like killing innocent people. It's like you're fighting zombies and stuff. So it's like it's got like blood and stuff, but it's not like bad. And so she seemed to like understand what I was saying, and I think was slightly impressed that I was working so hard just to be able to play Resident Evil. So she's like, yeah, sure, whatever. So she bought it for me, and I played it, and I got up to the point where you go into the village and you have to fight all those dudes, and then Dr. Salvador comes out with a chainsaw, and I
you mean Dr. Chainsaw for Hand?
Yeah, Dr. Chainsaw for Hand. And I was I get like really freaked out because I was like, oh shit, this is like the most hardcore enemy I've ever seen in a game. He's just a dude with a chainsaw. So I didn't really know what to do. And when he kills you, he just takes the chainsaw to your neck and chops your head off. And I think that was the single moment in media that desensitized me to all violence forever. After that one single moment where I died and got so freaked out that I immediately turned off the console, I think I was just completely desensitized to all fictional violence.
This game. I don't want it anymore.
I sat there and I thought about it for a minute, and then the next day I went right back in and I was like, wow, this is the greatest game ever. So that's how that happened.
When I rented Resident Evil 4 for the first time, I psyched myself up. It probably would have been like only the second or third R-rated M-rated game I ever played, and the first was just Halo, so it was like barely the same thing.
Yeah, I still don't understand why Halo's rated M. I guess swearing, but like
it does swear
blood too, right? Isn't it?
There's extremely little blood.
It's like blue, though.
They just have
and
it's all
blue.
cartoony.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I psyched myself up to. My parents never cared, by the way, at all. Like there's no
inciting moment for you.
Well, no, there is, but I'll get to that. But
okay.
I psyched myself up so much to buy Resident Evil 4, and then I went to the store. I buy the fucking game. For some reason, they just gave it to me. I think I was like 14, which is weird. I don't know why they did that. But I was so freaked out, I didn't even play it for like 2 days. But then I had to come back. I would have to like return it. So I was like, I gotta at least try it. So I put it in, and I put all the lights off in my basement because I don't know why I do that when I play video games. So I can ruin my eyesight. And then I turn it on, and then it just makes this horrifying noise, like this screaming, like lurching the disc is broken noise, and this blue screen comes up and just starts listing error messages. And I was like, I don't even know, I was like 10. I freaked out more than I've ever. Nothing has ever scared me more than that. I like slammed my GameCube to turn it off and sprinted upstairs to my room and buried my head in the pillow for like an hour. It was the scariest thing that's ever happened in my entire fucking life. Just this like screeching noise and then error messages everywhere. Just like they didn't make sense. There was like random gibberish. I had no idea what was going on with this disc. I never even tried to turn it on again. I returned that game the next day. I made my mom bring me there and to return it. I never explained why. I was like, I don't like the game. and I
found the gameplay to be a little shallow. You know, the story was very, it just wasn't for me.
It just didn't really interest me. Yeah, I didn't play Resident Evil 4 until like years later. Years and years later.
Years, yeah.
But what was it? Was that an error message, or was that just having...
It was because I think the disc that I had, and I say think because I never checked. I thought it was like Demon Spawn. I never looked at it. But it was probably just that the desk was like really scratched up on the back, so it wouldn't even play.
Yeah, like...
I don't know why I made a noise though. That's
no. Apparently, like the like crash, like states for like the PS2 and like the GameCube and like those old consoles are like terrifying.
It was really
like
scary.
Look, I don't know like the exact term for it, but like when the system itself like crashes and it can't load the game, like I know the PS2 one especially is like genuinely scary. Like you think you're like about to die. So that's like a thing.
To this day, error messages horrify me. I hate.
Yeah,
I hate things like that. Like when my computer goes blue screen, I'm like, okay, this is.
It's just so weird because it's like, I mean, you never see it ever. So like when it happens, I don't know. I feel like it just freaks me out.
But I actually do have a story about my first R-rated movie.
Oh wow!
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, guys. Is that okay? That I'm more
I'll allow it.
Let me read the rule book. Yeah, that's fine.
My first R-rated movie was Terminator 2. Judgment Day. Yes, I was like, I don't know, 5.
Did you go when you were a glimmer in your dad's eye when he went to the theater?
Yeah, yes. Matt actually still has memories from before he was born, which is weird.
Okay.
I'm pretty unique in that, but we will never talk about that because it's personal.
He remembers his past lives. Lifts.
No, it's lives. I think it's lives.
It's lifts.
In a past life, Matt was Anne Hathaway. That's why his dad.
So in my past life, I watched Terminator 2, and it was but actually my parents were just watching it, and they didn't, for some reason they thought it was okay. I just came downstairs to my room, and they were like, I couldn't sleep, and they're like, yeah, you can just like sit and watch this with us. We'd think it's just an action movie, but the part that came on right when I came downstairs was when she is having the dream about nuclear apocalypse.
Oh god!
You guys remember this part?
Yeah.
So she's at the playground, and she starts shaking the fence, and then all these little kids and her like melt, and fireflies everywhere, and she turns into a skeleton. And I have a specific memory of my parents just looking at each other and realizing they made the worst parenting mistake of their whole life so far. They're just like, fuck.
Matt was turned into a foster home the next day.
Yeah.
I'm like screaming. I like freak the fuck out. I'm like,
Matt himself starts melting right there.
I literally didn't sleep for days because of fucking Terminator 2 Judgment Day. I just kept I just kept going into my parents' room and being like, I just can't. The kids, they're melting. They're like, Jesus Christ.
The kids, they're melting.
Like, my parents are like, Matt, that wasn't even a scary movie. No, they actually felt really bad.
You're like, Matt, wow, you're such a fucking pussy, man. Oh,
my dad kept trying to use logic, which was a terrible. He was like, Matt, that was a dream in the movie that doesn't exist. It was like 2 levels of not existing.
You could have You could have a dream like that tonight.
A dream just like that. Never sleep again.
They didn't really know what to do. Actually, that scene still kind of... I don't like that scene still. I don't like watching that scene. I usually skip it if I watch Terminator 2. So...
Just brings back so many bad memories.
So, I guess what I'm trying to say is I still don't watch R-rated movies or play M-rated video games because they terrify me. Huh. And that's why I play Crusader. Actually, Crusader Kings is M-rated. So...
Huh.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is because of, like, infanticide.
That's just a fact of life.
Fun fact: history itself is M-rated.
Oh well,
for strong sexual themes.
What's the best introduction to RPGs?
You're terrible at segues.
JRPG. Yeah, you're not very good at this, Henry.
Henry, I appreciate you and everything you're doing as Question Master.
But
I got brownie points.
Oh,
ahead,
you're
Steven.
just leaving that as a half-finished sentence?
All right,
Yeah.
official brownie points. Cody has 1. Everybody
yeah.
else stands at 0.
I think I told the best story so far, so I should probably have like 4 or 5. Right?
Matt gets -1 brownie points for trying to
No, Matt, you get
vote himself best story.
You get
Hey,
you get 1
time
point
the
in going
question.
to a playground and seeing children melt.
Oh god.
1 point.
But see, that'd be scary for
Master
anyone.
here. I give
That's
out
not
the
just
points.
yeah.
You can answer the question.
This is a tough question. I'm trying to think of the first one that I played.
Well, you could
Oh.
siphon it down to PS2 era JRPGs if that helps.
Nah, I
Wait,
feel like
Steven-
there's too many gaps in my knowledge. Like, even though I like them a lot, there's so many.
What about Steven? What about that game? Phantom Brave, dude. You love
Phantom
that
Bra-
one.
I do love Phantom Brave.
You loved Phantom Brave.
I don't think
remember
that's a
that
good
one.
introduction, though, because that one's weird and complicated. And is, yeah.
Well, I mean, they all are weird and complicated.
But some are more weird and complicated than others.
I used to
Maybe
go to
like that,
Steven's
I mean,
house and
I
watch
don't
him
know-
play the shit out of this game.
Dude, Phantom
my
Brave was
God.
fucking sick.
I'm
I
looking.
mean, I don't know nearly as much as Steven, but I don't want. Do you think one of the Tales games would be a good introduction? Those
Tales
kinda
games are good. They're fairly... They
easy
also
to
have an
understand.
action... They have, like, a real-time action-y battle system. So, like,
Yeah.
if you're a kid or, like, you're not used to turn-based, you can sort of get into the JRPG thing without... Yeah, you know, I'm gonna say one of the Tales games. Probably good. Tales of Symphonia is, like, a fan favorite. But
I loved Tales of Symphonia.
Tales of
Great
Symphonia is really good.
I never played any of those.
They're fun.
Basically my knowledge of JRPGs stems just from what Steven is playing at the time, or Steven was playing at the time when we were in like 5th grade. So basically my knowledge of JRPGs spans from like 2005 to like now. So
Chrono
I mean-
Trigger, I also feel like would be a good introduction to the genre. It's
Okay.
it's very well made. It's fairly simple, but it's entertaining. It's got a good story.
oh,
It's
you
not
know, no.
too
You want to know what
difficult.
I'm gonna
It's not
interject for a
difficult at all,
second.
really.
I'm gonna interject and I'm gonna say the best RPG game ever is Paper Mario.
Oh yeah, Paper
Interject.
Mario. Paper Mario is also a good introduction.
It's a
now
great
that I think about it.
because it's not complicated at all, and it also just has like Mario characters, so it's like
Yeah.
fun to like play. I don't know. I love Paper Mario. Actually, we have Paper Mario sitting in the common area here.
Yeah,
and
I'm
I
gonna
might go
change my
play it
answer to Paper Mario.
All right, good. I might go play Paper Mario after this.
Also,
Also,
wasn't there a different Super Mario RPG that came out like as Super Nintendo?
There
What
was
that one
Super-
called?
that was called Super Mario RPG. Legend of the Seven Stars, I think, which I've never played, so I can't comment on that.
yeah, I've seen people play it on Twitch, but I've never played it. It kind of looks
Dude, Twitch?
exactly like Paper Mario.
Yeah, so-
Like something not fun and papery.
Yeah, no, except it's not fun.
except
and it's
everybody's
just-
not made of paper.
yeah, it's like not fun, and it just kind of looks shitty.
It's
What
supposed to be
about Pokemon?
good.
Does Pokemon count?
I guess so. Yeah, sort of.
It's really grindy
Kinda.
though. I kind of feel like
Yeah, I
any
actually
game
kind
but
of
a
feel
Pokemon
like
game would be pretty
Pokemon's
shitty
not
if it was
that
like
great
that.
of an introduction.
Pokemon counts up until you get to Cinnabar Island, and then you could do the infinite rare candy glitch, and that's what I did as a child, and that's how I beat every Pokemon.
Yeah, I
that's
feel
how I
like-
beat Pokemon Red and Blue every time.
I feel like we
was-
all like Pokemon so much because we played it when we were kids and we had infinite time and didn't really know what we were doing, so we didn't
Yeah.
care. But like, if we tried to play like Pokemon now as like the first like JRPG we ever played, I feel like we wouldn't like it like nearly as much.
Unless you're Michael McQuaid and then you play through the whole thing again in about a week.
on your phone. Pokemon is so that was the
Okay.
that was the first video
Silence.
game I ever got ever.
Oh
Forever.
no, I wasn't plugged in.
That was the very first video game I ever got.
No, I just said that and then suddenly it was silent and I was so confused. I was like, that wasn't a very rough question. Okay.
I
remember-
thought you were like making fun of Cody. Like,
Oh yeah, no, me too.
he's
I
talking, it's just silence.
yeah, I was talking and then you said silence and I was like, wait, is it silence?
Matt
Am I
said
not-
silence and the
Am I
world
real?
went quiet.
What's real anymore?
I thought I had like accidentally like insulted everyone. I was like, yeah, except unless you're Michael McQuaid, and then like I didn't hear anything.
Wow. Okay, Matt. Way to call him out like that. Dick. No. Yeah. That was my Pokemon was the first video game I ever got ever. I remember I was 5 years old and I opened up the red Game Boy Pocket, and I got Pokemon Blue, and I remember fiddling because for some reason they thought it'd be a good mechanic to have right next to the volume scroll a scroll to do like the brightness of the screen, so you could just turn it all the way black or all the way white, and it was just such a dumb it was so dumb. but I don't know. I just remember playing with that like in between battles as a kid. I would just like turn the screen like all the way black and like see how far I could get by like just doing that. It wasn't very far because I would usually just walk into a wall and be stuck, but then I'd have to turn it up. But it was fun. I like that game.
My first Game Boy Color game, which really should have been a Pokemon game, but for some reason it was Rampage 2.
Oh, Rampage is so much fun!
I forget what it was called. I think it was Rampage World Tour.
First level.
Yeah, definitely N64. That was fun.
Rampage was so much fun.
Rampage was fun.
Did anybody else here play the Rugrats Game Boy Color game where you were at the oh my god, this game gives me nightmares. You're at the amusement park, and hold on, wait, Rugrats.
Let me gather my thoughts.
No. I gotta look it up right now. I gotta look it up what it's called. Okay, so you like go to the, is it? I'm pretty sure it's just called Rugrats. Yeah, it's just called Rugrats in Paris, the movie, the video game. It is so bad.
Yeah.
And you just go to an amusement park, and you have to collect tickets and like do all these stupid games. But the mechanics
I thought this was
of the
for
game,
the N64.
No, it might have been.
I played one. I'm pretty sure for the N64. Or
this
maybe
one was
the
for the Game
PlayStation.
Boy Color, and it
was a licensed Rugrats game, so it was probably on everything.
Yeah, the game mechanics were so broken, and like I specifically remember a game where like I think you were Chucky and you had to like bounce up on clouds and get higher and higher, but like sometimes you would land on a cloud and the cloud just wouldn't like exist. It just wouldn't be there, so you just fall through and you would just lose. And I didn't understand why I was losing because I was landing on the clouds, and it was so hard. And then there's another game where you're like Tommy in a fucking fighter plane, and you're just shooting down like kraut planes, and it's great. No, but but you're Tommy in a plane. You had to collect rings, I think. I forget.
Tommy, a little dialogue box comes up, and Tommy says, "Time to go fight some dirty krauts," and then you fly into the sky.
Yeah, then it's just a really like
fuckers down.
A really grainy animation of Tommy walking into a plane, and then he's just like just goes, oh my god.
The final boss of that game was actually Hitler.
No, Steven, you're right, because there is one for the N64, and I'm pretty sure it's 3D.
Yeah, it's like the same. It's like the same concept, though.
Yeah, no. But this one wasn't 3D. This one was.
Yeah, no, obviously.
It was so weird. Oh my god, it was so bad.
God, do you think the Game Boy Color had 3D capabilities? Jeez.
Yeah, no, it didn't. It did not. That game is the fucking worst, though. Oh my god. Oh, it's so bad.
So
I didn't think anyone had opinions.
Henry Question Master, everybody else shut up.
I have a question for all of you now.
Yes, sir.
What is the best first track on an album or introductory track?
On an album?
Yep.
Well, I don't know if I'm qualified to answer this question because I'm the only one here that has bad taste in music. So
that's true, yeah.
It's canon.
Can we get Michael McQuaid on this podcast?
Conference him in. I got it right here. Mr.
Wait, let me look up what's the first track on Neutral Milk Hotel's one.
They made 2 albums.
Love you, Michael.
Well, I try my best. I believe it's called Holland 1945.
These are some really obscure references, and by obscure I mean they relate to real life people that we know.
This episode's actually just gonna be called Michael McQuaid.
Our friend Michael said that none of us, or that only me, Steven, him, and Henry have good taste in music.
No, I don't have good taste in music.
Oh, sorry,
I have bad taste.
Yeah, Steven
has the top. Or sorry, no, it's not. Sorry, no. Michael has the top. Sorry, Steven doesn't have good taste in music. Michael has the top, and then below him are Henry and Matt, and then below them is me. Mm-hmm. I got the coveted.
And then I guess everybody else just has shit taste.
Yeah, I got the coveted 3/4 spot because I don't know if Matt and Henry are like combined together as one person.
Matt and Henry are basically the same person.
Yeah,
we are kind of one entity.
That's kind of what he said. He was just kind of like Matt and Henry have the next. So you
guys are number
Cody,
2, and then I'm gonna have to amend that ranking. Pitchfork has the best taste in music.
Oh, okay.
And then Michael, and then
etc. By the way, in case you guys were wondering, the best opening track is "The King of Carrot Flowers" Part 1. It's on in the airplane over the sea. So
is that your official answer, Matt?
Next question. No.
Oh, I'm sorry. We were looking for the other album that they made. The first track off that song.
Well, I'm gonna say
the first track off of that song.
Yeah, fuck me. All right, go ahead. Sorry.
I'm gonna say "Dance Yourself Clean" off of LCD Sound Systems. This is happening.
Not the first track album.
Huh?
Not the first track on that album.
Shit.
Yes, it is.
I don't think it is.
It absolutely is.
I'm looking at iTunes right now, babe. So get ready.
Off of what? This is it's on. This is happening.
I believe it's All I Want.
Yeah.
Oh, no, you're right.
No, he's right. It is.
Yep. No, see, the problem is that for years now, I've had it in the wrong order on my iTunes. But then I double-checked on Wikipedia, and yeah, you're right. So it's not All I Want. Sorry.
So Matt was just wrong.
Thank you
Somebody else for being wrong.
For letting you down, everyone listening.
All right, let's conference Matt out of this and
Okay,
just talk shit about
can somebody actually answer the question?
him. Henry did.
I
that's
think
true.
I think it's "Dance Yourself Clean." I think that's a monster opening and probably the best song LCD Sound System ever wrote.
I do
So
like that.
I like the fact that it's slotted in first on that record, as it just kicks everything off.
All right.
Interesting.
Somebody else.
Steven, you want to go?
No, I'm not. I'm gonna abstain from this question because anything I say will just be stupid and wrong. So
No, that's true.
why even bother?
Okay, well, this might not be like the best, but one I
Say
can
"Blood
think about
and
that's
Thunder." Just saying.
What was that, Henry?
I was saying Steven could say "Blood and the Thunder."
I was literally just about to say Blood and Thunder right after I thought about it for a second. So fuck it, Blood and Thunder.
Yay.
I don't think it's I don't know if it's like the best or anything.
It's about
but
Moby Dick.
I think a really good opening is "Tell 'Em" on Treats, Sleigh Bell's first album.
That is a good song.
Because, like, if you remember when you first listened to it, it's like I never heard anything like Sleigh Bells, which is now kind of become cliched. But like, it was insane, and I never heard anything like "Tell 'Em." It was like just all these drums and this weird screaming, and it was weird.
Insane,
I liked it.
like sounds. I think that's a really good one because it totally introduces you to their style of music like immediately. So
Yep,
like
and they
it's
never
like-
vary it.
Yeah, it's never
Much to their detriment.
But it is a really cool one stick.
I liked Reign of Terror. I haven't
Now,
listened to it.
A new game.
Now.
A new game is we pick
We pick a song
we
and then
pick a
just,
song and then just sing it.
just make the noises.
yeah, make the noise. Don't even sing the song. We just make random noises that
We have to
sound
do
like
the
the
whole
song.
entire song.
No, we're actually not even gonna do the song. We're just gonna say a song, then make random
We're just
noises.
gonna make noises. Welcome to our new podcast where all we do is just make noises for an hour
It's
and a half.
It's called name a song and then make noises that aren't that song. It's called Name That Song, and we just make
No, but
noises.
you don't name that song, and
You
no
don't.
songs are involved.
No songs are involved, and you don't actually name songs. We just make noises for a straight hour.
We
and a
just
half.
make noises, and you have to guess the song that inspired those noises.
Yes.
We'll call it "Bring the Noise."
We listen to an album, we think about it, we discuss it, and then instead of recording that, we just record us making noises.
No. Instead of that, we talk about an album that none of us have ever
Then
listened to.
we talk about a fake album that doesn't exist and isn't
We talk,
real.
we talk about and review an album that we have no idea what it is, and we just do that.
We'll just make fun of the cover art.
It's so professional.
Oh, I hate to bring it up too, but since it's coming to opening songs, I have to say, "Bastard" on Tyler the Creator's first album was insane when I first listened to it. It has not aged well because I'm not an angsty teenager anymore, but I'm a year out. But when I first listened to that, I was like, damn.
Matt has his little token 1 year free of angst.
It's been nice. But yeah, I don't know if you guys remember. I don't know. First time I listened to that, I was like, this guy's kind of scary. I
Like,
kind of
whoa,
like this.
he's got some dark thoughts.
Yeah, he's
I remember-
yelling a lot.
He's
I remember
edgy,
my first
man.
time. I remember my first time listening to Tyler the Creator was you guys showing me Yonkers and
Yeah,
Matt's
you
Basement.
guys all showed us that video, and you're like, this guy's gonna be huge.
At first, at
We were right.
first,
You
at
were right.
first I thought you guys were kidding. Like at first I thought you guys didn't like. Like I don't know why I thought you guys were. I don't know why. Like I thought that you
Cody
were being
thought he was being
sarcastic.
punked.
We're always
Yeah,
fucking
no.
with you,
I was
Cody.
like, where the fuck is Ashton Kutcher? When is he coming out? This is punked. But then it just like wasn't. Then I listened to it again and I was like, oh wow, this is actually really good. And I came to my senses.
So do you have
And
an
then
answer
he-
for this question, Cody?
I do have an answer for this question. I would have to say my favorite opening track on a song is "Since I Left You" on the Avalanches. I'd have to say that's my favorite opening and also my favorite like Actually, I put a post on Reddit the other day about it. It was in r/vinyl. It was
and
like,
then
what's your
everybody
favorite?
just shit on you about it.
No, they didn't. I got like 20 upvotes on this post. But
is that the most you ever had? Fucking casual.
No, it was like I got 100 on one post. r/vinyl is they're very nice people. If I had to suggest a subreddit, it would be r/vinyl. But it was like, what's your favorite like open? I don't know why this was on r/vinyl, but the question was, what is your favorite opening of a song? Like, what is your favorite like first
opening of a record? You mean?
No. Just opening.
Of a song.
Yeah, which is why I didn't know why it was on
that's
r/vinyl because
whatever.
I mean, I guess it is just for like music lovers, but yeah, it was like, what's your first
people who love vinyls but hate music.
Yeah. r/hate music, love vinyls. Yeah,
they only have like speeches on vinyl that they just listen to over and over again.
I still have never listened to that JFK speech record that I have, but I do have one. But yeah.
Why do you have that?
It's just a record because I bought it at Goodwill. It's just a record. Okay. Here's the question. It just says, What are some of your favorite opening riffs from a song or album? The one that makes you go, yeah, here we go.
Wait a second. Are you using this as an advertisement so people will like your thing on Reddit?
No. Well, no,
you
no,
little
no,
bastard.
No. We're just, yeah, okay, that's it. Go like it on Reddit, otherwise we're not friends. No. So I guess.
Yeah, you anonymous listener.
Okay, so then I guess I'll. Can I pose a question? Can I pose that question?
I guess. I think this is gonna be the last question though before we move on to our little end stuff.
Okay.
Because we have some stuff planned for the end, and we're good on time so far. But last question.
So then, besides the song that you just mentioned, what's your favorite opening riff from a song? Like your favorite like start of a song where you're like, shit, I'm about like I like this song, or like here we go, I'm about to listen to this. Which is generally what you do if you listen to the song.
What's the opening to a song that makes you?
I'm about to listen to this.
What's the opening to a song that makes you think, yeah, I'm gonna listen to this?
You know what? Fuck it, I'm not gonna listen to this song. Yeah, I don't know.
I think that'd be a better question. What's the opening riff that's made you not ever want to listen to this song?
Okay, yeah. What's an opening riff to a song where you're like okay. you will immediately skip?
We can do both.
I was gonna say, can we answer both? But okay. I gotta think about the one that I don't like. So somebody else.
All right. Well, definitely. I really like the intro to "Love Will Tear Us Apart" by Joy Division. Something about it's totally different from the rest of the song, and it just actually sounds really different from everything else Joy Division has done. Really, it's super upbeat for no reason. And it puts you in a really good mood before he starts singing about how he will never be in love because it will ruin them. And I think it's really cool.
You gotta be honest, I've never listened to Joy Division.
Neither have I, because my opinions on music are dumb and bad.
I've always made it a point to like attempt to listen to them, and I never do. But I'm going to listen to them after this podcast.
Oh, all right.
Do you have something you don't like, Henry?
The first thing that popped into my head was
or something. Hold on. How about something that like you used to like, or like something that's on your iPod that you will always skip on? You know, and it could be like.
Well, that doesn't really have much to do with intros.
Yeah, I guess. Well, yeah, I guess.
We're sticking to the original question.
True. Okay.
An intro that I always skip,
or that you don't like.
You just don't like. It's kind of a hard, just like, I don't know. It's kind of hard to like think of stuff.
I know what you mean. I kind of skip on rap records. I skip pretty much every single intro. Like once I've heard it once, I usually never want to hear them again.
Yeah,
that's fair enough. Just to records, but to specific songs, probably like some classic rock song that I've heard like an assload of times and I just can't stand anymore. Like
as soon as you hear the opening,
Hotel
you know
California
what it is.
Or something.
Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
As soon as I hear that, I pretty much just smash it off.
All right.
I'm just like the dude from Big Lebowski.
You're so edgy, and you like rugs and white Russians. I just want my rug, man.
Oh, I had a white Russian yesterday, guys.
Nice.
White Russians are fucking delicious.
Wow.
It was really good, yeah. I liked it.
Also, now that you said Big Lebowski, I just want to go and watch the scene where Philip Seymour Hoffman laughs when Tara Reid says that he'll suck his cock.
My favorite part of that whole movie is when the dude is on the phone and he writes a message and then tears it off and walks away. And Big Lebowski runs over to it and does like the sketch
Shakes the
thing,
thing.
and it's just a picture of a guy with a big dick. It makes me laugh every time.
I saw the movie Tusk the other day, and it's a terrible.
Oh, I want to see that so bad.
No,
Was
it's
it-
all.
It wasn't
It's
real
so
bad.
bad.
Okay,
Oh
I
my
wanted to
God,
see
it's
it
so
really bad. I don't know
It's
I like
because
to know what that is.
interminably boring.
oh you don't know Tusk was I talked
It
to Steve about
sounds
it like a while
interesting.
ago. Yeah, no, it sounds
It's a
good.
one joke movie. Like that's the whole joke. Like, can you honestly sustain that for a whole movie? Like, not at all.
Apparently, the answer is no.
No,
There's
yeah, I
this,
guess
there's a
not.
really funny part with this super secret guest star, which apparently no one knows who haven't seen the movie, so I won't bring it up. But he does the same thing. He shades over a pad of paper, and then he just goes, "Oh yeah, learned that from the Big Lebowski." Everyone's like, "Oh yeah, great movie," and then it just
And then they
ends,
just
like,
got sad.
It was
Oh,
easily the best part of the
Okay,
movie.
I remember why I didn't look up anything about that movie because I started looking up stuff about it, and I watched the trailer, and then I saw Haley Joel Osment, and then I went and looked him up online to see what he did, and then I realized that he looked exactly like Eric, and then I just couldn't stop thinking about that. I forgot about Tusk. I just forgot about Tusk.
Can we like answer the question though? Because
Yeah,
like
yeah,
this is
go
like
ahead.
last question. Now we're kind of running long.
Okay, all right.
Oh my god, he looks exactly like Eric.
Yeah, right.
Stop it!
Okay, all right.
This has nothing to do with anything.
All right,
Yeah, does
Steven
anyone
or
else
Matt
have
go.
a
Steven or Matt
question?
go.
Okay, I got one. I'm kind of tied for like my favorite openings. They'll probably be Action Bronson 9/24/11 on Blue Chips when like the crazy like opera singer comes on. It's like do 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 you. It's all these violins. Then his obnoxious voice comes on. It's hilarious. So that's cool. And I also like
turkey bags.
yes, actually that is the first. Yeah, good call.
I just
Smoking fucking Thanksgiving turkey bags, man. Yeah, and then Fugazi probably would be the other one. Cash Out off of The Argument, and none of you have listened to Fugazi because you all suck.
I have.
So
It's not as
Oh.
much. Yeah.
yeah, well you should. It's really good. It's a good. Song.
I've listened to them before.
Well, listen to them more.
Sorry, dude.
Well, I've only
So
listened
man,
to
I
one
can't really
song.
think of what I really hate though. That's hard.
Yeah, I can't really think of anything that I really hate either.
All right, so let's just take that part off. Let's take that question off. You can take that off.
All right.
Oh, I really
Just-
okay. I always skip the song "Take Dis" by Gunplay because it makes me feel uncomfortable because it's all about him hitting his wife. I think so. That's weird. So I don't like to
What
listen to
mixtape
that.
is that on?
601 and Snort.
Oh, I'll
I
have
just
to
like
put that on
saying
my
that.
show.
Take this. It's like take this to the brain, and it's weird. It's got a weird music video of him hitting. It's weird. He also has a swastika tattoo to his neck, so that's weird
Oh
too.
well.
You probably
ass,
shouldn't do that.
Ass,
That's
ass.
not a thing you should do.
I don't think he knows what it means though.
Do you know?
I don't think he knows what it means.
Have you ever heard his explanation for it? Because it makes it a billion times worse.
I haven't.
We're about to, I think.
Someone asked him why he has a swastika tattooed on his neck, and he goes, "Because I'm here to exterminate everybody."
Oh, that's not good.
You should
Okay.
definitely
He said
skip
that
his
in
whole
interviews.
everything. Skip his whole album. Ooh,
Wow.
yeah.
Ooh,
And he's such a good rapper, and he's just such a moron, I guess.
that's rough. Ooh.
His
Well, this
debut
guy a little
album-
dark.
Yeah.
All right, Steven.
We're not that bad people. Just for viewers out there.
Remember the name of this podcast, everybody.
We're not as bad as Gunplay.
I guess if I had to pick one, I really like Mastodon a lot, and I think my favorite song by them is Ghost of Corellia, and I really like the beginning of that song and just how it starts, because it's got like little drum stuff and then guitar stuff that sounds cool. I don't know. I like that one. Every time I listen to it, like I really get into the song like immediately. So I guess that's my answer.
It's
Um,
super.
Just as a disclaimer, though, just remember anything I say about music is probably wrong, and you should take the opposite opinion of anything I say. So,
It's actually really bad.
Yeah, don't listen. We shouldn't let him do these ones.
Yeah, we just kick him out. I told you to kick him out. I told you to fucking.
Sorry, everyone. That was really
Sorry.
dumb what Steven just said.
Um,
We'll just move on now.
okay, so I guess we'll get into the end stuff of our podcast, where we thought of some games to play that we like to play. So one of the ones that we thought of that we're going to be debuting on our first thing is well, Henry's the one that sort of is the central figure of this game, so I'll let him introduce it.
All right. As you probably glanced, I know a lot about movies because I pretty much just live on Wikipedia and various other social media sites looking up. So I devised a game where I made 2 fake movie plots and then mixed in a real movie plot in a third option, and I'm going to read them all off and see if these guys can guess which one is the real one. You guys ready?
We don't have a name. We don't have a name for this game yet, by the way.
I think it's called Which is Real.
Yeah. Okay. Which is real?
Which is real? So we'll probably figure.
We should get a recording of Christian Bale screaming "Which is real." And then play it at the. I don't know if we can commission that. I don't know if we have the budget for that. But
I'll see if I can find it.
Yeah.
Which is real?
But then Christian Bale might sue us.
Yeah, it'll happen.
This is true.
I mean, I already got sued by fucking what's his name, Drake. So.
All right, let's get to the game. We're getting off topic again.
All right. So I just want to say that the order of these is going to be by last name of the actor in each option. So order does not factor in, just in case you're going to try and outsmart me.
Henry already thought of this.
All right. Option number 1. Dustin Hoffman befriends a crotchety old reporter who turns out to be his long-lost father. Scarlett Johansson has to solve serial killings with the help of the ghost of a dead reporter. And Julia Roberts steals the identity of a reporter in Mexico City and then gets kidnapped by a cartel.
Oh, wow. Those all sound really bad.
Oh, wait. Those were 3 different ones?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, because you said option 1 and then said all of them, so I thought that was all the same movie.
Oh, sorry.
That would have been one amazing movie if it was all the same movie.
I was like, after you said all that, I was waiting for option 2, and I was like, this is going to be really hard.
Yeah. Wait, can you read
Yeah, can you do it again just for me?
Yeah, just one more time.
Option 1. Dustin Hoffman befriends a crotchety old reporter who turns out to be his long-lost father. Option 2. Scarlett Johansson has to solve the serial killings with the help of the ghost of a dead reporter. And option 3. Julia Roberts steals the identity of a reporter in Mexico City and then gets kidnapped by a cartel.
I think I know which one is real. And I think
two are fake and 1 is real.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, 1 is real, and I'm pretty sure the Scarlett Johansson one is real. I think.
I really want option number 2 to be real, but I
think it is.
For some reason I feel like option 3 is real. I'm gonna cast my vote for option 3.
I think option 3 is real.
I feel like option 3 is just dumb enough to be real.
So ridiculous.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure I've seen that Scarlett Johansson. She's definitely played a reporter before though, and she.
Oh, I think you're thinking of Under the Skin, dude.
Oh yeah, she was that reporter.
No, I know what I'm thinking of. Hold on.
Don't look it up.
Don't look it up. Don't look it up.
No. Okay.
You're thinking of Under the Skin.
All right. So Cody's vote is for option 2, and me and Matt are going for option 3.
Yes. Okay. Do you want me to? You ready for it?
I think we're ready.
Cody's right.
Oh yeah, that means it's a real movie.
What's that movie?
Wait, yeah, what is that movie?
It's called Scoop. It's a Woody Allen film.
Yes. Okay. Yes, I knew it.
Scarlett Johansson tracks down serial killings by Hugh Jackman, and she's a college reporter who is visited by a ghost of a dead reporter. Woody Allen's the old guy in it.
Oh, is he? Oh, okay.
Oh no, the dead reporter is Ian McShane. I think that's his name from like Deadwood and stuff.
You said and I thought you were gonna say Shia LaBeouf.
Oh no, that's like Ian McShane. I think.
Wait, that's the guy that played.
I have to talk to my host mom. Which one was real?
Option number 2 is real.
Option number 2 is real. I was right.
So want to go see that? It's actually on Netflix. It's not a very good movie, but it
is real, and you can watch it.
Yeah.
The only reason I do that is because my mom has watched that movie before, and I've seen like bits and pieces of just Scarlett. Like
Scarlett Johansson talking to a ghost.
No. like Scarlett Johansson. Like the thing that got me was her solving serial killings, because I was pretty sure that there was a movie about her solving serial killings, but I didn't know if it was with a crotchety old man. But I had to. Oh no, sorry, no, that was the first one, the dead guy. Sorry, and that kind of like that was what threw it off for me a little bit. All right, yes.
And I also threw you guys off because Julia Roberts did star in a movie called The Mexican.
Oh,
That did not throw me off because I've never.
Yeah, that did not factor into my decision whatsoever.
You're assuming that we know more about movies than we really do.
I have a feeling that's going to be a recurring theme in this segment.
Yeah, Henry's gonna be like, "Oh, ha, I tricked them," but really, you just.
What you said
idea.
meant nothing.
Yeah. Yes. And then.
Yeah. So no, Henry.
Okay. Well, Cody won, so you all suck.
I get.
Okay.
All right. Should we do points? Should we keep?
I
points
guess we're keeping track. Okay, Cody has 1 point.
I have 1 point for.
Cody has 1 point and 1 brownie point.
Is it real, Christian Bale? Doing that.
Did he say that at one point, or are you just making that?
No, I just want Christian Bale to yell, "Is it real?" And I want that. I want that to be the name of this game.
Wait, you just want that from just life in general? Like, that's not a real thing that he ever said? He never said that in
I
a movie?
hope it's a real thing. He said, Christian Bale,
Oh my
is
God.
it real? I just want the... Nope. The person that comes up is 20 things you probably didn't know about Christian Bale.
Christian
Maybe one of
Bale
them is he said, "Is it real?"
Will it blend? Will
Okay,
it blend?
so this is the point in the podcast where we would normally do letters, but we don't have letters, obviously, because this is the first one. And now that I think about it, we also haven't set up an email address or anything where you could send us letters. So we'll have to get on that soon.
So keep them tight
Wait.
in your brain bowls.
We can just make a Gmail account right now for, like, does this make us bad people? Because I highly doubt that's
That's
taken.
not. No one wants to listen to someone make a Gmail account.
Yeah, let's not do that right now.
No. I'm not saying make the Gmail account right now, but tell people that they can email us at that Gmail account and then make it after this.
Okay,
What
yeah.
if they want to send him an email faster than we can make the email address? That's the problem.
Nobody's
They'll-
listening right now. Nobody's listening. Yeah, this isn't going out. This is public right now.
I don't think you're right about that.
Yeah, no,
I think
no.
you're the one who's wrong.
Yeah, I'm wrong. I'm sorry.
Let's agree to disagree.
I'm actually live streaming this, and we have 5 million people listening to us right now.
We're more
Wait, hold
popular
on.
than the Super
I
Bowl.
just got an email from Christian Bale. I would love to. Is it real? I will send you the audio clip file. Great. He'll send us the audio clip later. You
Also-
get
I
it?
just got one from Gunplay. It says, "I'm going to kill your whole family." Oh, that's not good.
Also, to the listeners, if anybody wants to take voice clips of Christian Bale and cut them up so that he says, "Is it real?" I guess that would be much appreciated.
I could do that. I'll just do that. I guess. Oh, all right.
That kind.
I think it's time to.
So what are we
judge.
doing about letters now?
Nothing, because we don't have any. Nothing and no one.
We're not going to fake them.
I got a letter.
Oh, you have a letter?
I got.
Oh.
Let me find it. This one comes out from Susie in Arkansas. Susie is 8 years old. Dear podcast, I have been listening to you for years now. Who is your favorite member of NSYNC and why?
Well, obviously it's going to be Tony, whatever Adam. Whatever the fuck that.
Adam was sexy.
I can't really.
That's
I mean,
true.
I can't really.
Oh,
I just love
Lance.
them all so much.
Lance Bass, that's the name.
They all bring so much to the table. Like, I don't know if I could pick a favorite.
I'm gonna say that my favorite is
Hair.
Justin Timberlake because at one point his hair looked like he had ramen on
Looked
his
like
hair,
ramen noodles.
uncooked ramen on his head. When he had curly hair and he bleached it
Remember
blonde.
that time that we were at Savers and we found that complete collection of NSYNC dolls?
NSYNC dolls, and I was gonna buy the Justin Timberlake one, and the next time we went back, it just wasn't there.
Yeah. They had all of them, and the only one that got bought was the Justin Timberlake one.
I want everybody, if you listen this far, to just go on and type in Justin Timberlake ramen on Google Images, and it just comes up with pictures of Justin Timberlake next to ramen, and his hair looks like uncooked ramen. Please, yes. Please, everybody, just go right now.
Thanks for the letter, Susie. Very much appreciated.
That's really scary looking.
It's terrifying.
How do you do that?
I have no idea. I don't know how he got it. Like, it looks like he attempted to go for like that look. Like it looks like he was actually legitimately trying.
That's what he was aiming for.
Yeah, he was aiming for ramen hair.
Ugh. If I boiled his head, I could eat feast for years.
There's another version where the lead singer of Nickelback's hair is just literally just ramen. They just put his face in a thing of ramen. Then they have also images of Justin Timberlake dressed all in denim.
I never thought I'd ever Google the phrase Nickelback ramen ever, but I just did.
Cody could see himself Googling Justin Timberlake ramen, but not Nickelback ramen.
Not
There's a picture. There's a picture of a small Asian girl eating ramen, and the strain goes down, and in place of the bowl, it's just the picture of the guy from Nickelback's head, and she's just eating the ramen off his head. Oh my god, this is perfect. Ramen celebrities is the nude celebrities without teeth. Mark my words.
So, I guess that's our letter corner for the week.
Thanks again, Susie.
So, I don't know if anybody else has any pressing matters they'd like to attend to, but I think we can call this first episode of the podcast a wrap.
Yeah.
We don't want to find out if we're bad people or not.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. The namesake of the podcast. Wow.
The reason why we're named what we're named, not why we're named.
Why we're named what we're named.
Why we're named why we're what.
Anyways,
we're.
In this segment, we're going to go through something that happened this week, or something we thought this week that happened to all of us, and then see which one of us is the worst.
Which makes us the worst person. So
all right,
I know
I gotta think about this one. So
I know
Henry
said he had one prepared.
I do have one.
I do have one as well.
I don't. I gotta think about it. I'm sure I do have one, but
have you thought about this, Matt?
I think I have one. Yeah, I do.
Okay, so I guess Cody will go last then.
Yeah, I guess I'll just go last.
Just because.
Steven, kick it off.
All right. Well, I was in the elevator one day, and going down, making some stops. And at one stop, this girl got on. She was rather portly, a little bit rotund, I'll say. And when she walked into the elevator, she was walking with somebody else, and I don't know which of them it was, but it must have been their perfume or something. But it smelled very strongly of powdered donuts. And I just thought that I was meeting the living personification of a donut hole. Just a tiny little powdered donut. Just the patron saint walked into the elevator, and I was blessed for a brief moment. And so I guess that was probably the most offensive and worst thought that I've had this past week.
Bless you, my son. May the powdered donuts be with you. The donut pope. The donut. I'm gonna Google the words donut pope. Okay, you guys do that. Okay, continue.
That was it. Nothing else came of that.
Yeah, you got it, Henry. I'm still debating for a couple.
This happened earlier today. I was writing in my library at school. I had an essay to do, and so coming up, we have a guest coming in who's a cartoonist. She wrote a book called Fun Home. Her name is Alison Bechtel. You might know her as the Bechdel test person for movies and stuff. Anyways, so I've been really wanting to read this graphic novel she wrote called Fun Home for a pretty long time. I've heard it's really good, and I've been looking it up to pick it up in my library for the past 2 weeks, kind of. But there's copies of it are on reserve, so you can't take them out. And then someone's had the book out for 2 months. And they also mislabeled another book that said it was that, but it wasn't. So it's not I couldn't find it in the library. But today I was in the library, and I kind of wasn't even looking. I was just doing work, and then I was leaving. And right before I left, I decided to go to the bathroom. And right on top of the paper dispensary was the book I was looking for, Fun Home.
Huh.
So I just picked it up and started walking out, thinking oh great, I'll check this out now. But as I was walking with the book to leave the library, I noticed that it didn't have any label on it or any writing on it, like it was a book from the library. so I just walked out of the library with the book, and now I have a copy of the book.
You just stole somebody.
You stole someone's copy. Oh God, yes.
Perfect.
So yeah.
All right.
My thinking was that I'll read it and then I'll bring it to.
You'll put it back where it was and nobody will know.
Just go put it back where it was.
I'll put it back where it was when I'm done reading.
Henry will just drop it into the library return slot and let them deal with it.
He's just gonna throw it at the library and drive away.
Yeah, maybe.
So I guess it's Matt's turn now.
Yeah, I kind of feel bad because mine's more of a conscious effort than yours have been, but
you were trying to feel bad.
Well, no, I mean, like I did a shit.
You gotta say it now.
No, it's not that. Okay. I was in Paris this past weekend.
Wow, Mr. Fancy.
Woo.
Name dropping.
I don't know if you've heard of it. It's a little city called Paris.
Paris, France.
It's actually
this
not
podcast is
Paris,
brought to you
Idaho.
by Paris, the city.
Hilton. I was in Paris Hilton. And,
Wow.
Haven't we all been?
Yeah. Okay, anyway, Paris. So I was in Paris and I was walking down the street and there's tons of vendors everywhere in Paris and they're really annoying because they like make you stop and look at their shit and like I'm just trying to see the Eiffel Tower and not talk to you stupid French people. But I was walking and then this guy had like 15 bunnies, like little baby bunnies that were adorable and all like in a basket, and he was selling them to people and like just kept like grabbing people and like making them stare at his stupid adorable bunnies and like trying to get you to buy them. And he did that to us and like he wouldn't let us leave. He kept like had these like bunnies in his hand and like kept holding them out and like blocking my path. So I sort of stared at him for a second and then I pointed at one of the bunnies like I wanted to think it was about buying it. And then I always said, I went, para comer, which means to eat, like, is that to eat in Spanish? And then he sort of looked at me terrified, got all his bunnies up in like a basket and ran away. Because I thought I was going to eat his bunnies.
I like the idea that you asking that made him immediately think that you were just about to devour them like popcorn.
Yeah,
he just got runaway is too strong. He sort of just looked really uncomfortable and sort of walked away. And it kind of made me, and then I just felt amazing. I don't have any regret about it. And then I don't know if I should or not. So now that guy thinks Spanish people eat bunnies.
No,
so
no regrets.
No regrets.
No regrets in Paris.
No regrets. So have you been able to think of one, Cody?
Not really. I gotta be more conscious about. Well, all right. I'll tell a story about like the first week when we got up here to school when for some reason my mom sent me with these little like pins, like they were little like eye pins, like googly eye pins. I don't know why she fucking put them in my bag, but she put them in my bag. So whatever. So we have this poster of Jimi Hendrix and like I wanted to put them on so it looked like he had funny eyes, but like you couldn't do it because like the wall's really solid. So I turned around and right behind the poster is the bathroom for like where like the other two where Henry and Stuart like
those two.
Yeah, the other two. Well, I don't I don't know. I'm saying that like that my bathroom's on this side and I have share a bathroom with Mike. But so I was in Stuart and Henry's bathroom and Mike comes out and he was like, "What are you doing?" And they had their bottle of mouthwash out and it was like halfway full. And so I was like, I don't know. I was just thinking about putting these googly eye pins in their mouthwash and then like like putting them in the not in the mouthwash so that when they drink it they drink pins, but I thought about putting the pins inside the bottle so that when they took it out, their mouthwash would start to leak because they wouldn't know that it was pins. So I did that, and I put like 8 around, and they started taking them out, and all their mouthwash just started draining out of their thing. and they got really angry. They were like, "Who fucking put pins in the thing?" And Stuart asked me, and I was like, and I had looked him in the eyes, and I said, "I don't know. I don't know who put pins in there." And he was like, "No, who put pins?" And I was like, "I don't know. It was probably one of the other two." And so we just started asking both the other two, and then obviously it wasn't Henry, and so then they thought it was Mike, and they just kept on blaming Mike for it. And I felt really bad that Mike was getting blamed for it. And then eventually I was just like, "Yeah, it was me that put the pins in there." And he was like, "Why the fuck would you lie about that?" And I was like, "I don't know. I just." It was just one of those situations where I just couldn't have lied, but I just decided to lie and just, I don't know, just made it just worse.
So are we moving on to voting now? Who we think
Did you link me to an image of the Pope with a donut?
The Pope with a donut, yeah.
Cody? Okay, I just want to make sure that's what I was looking at.
I linked it to I linked it to the Skype call because I looked up Donut Pope after Steven told his story, and that was the only thing I found where the Pope was doing anything with the
By the way, guys, Donut Pope is my new EP. Coming out next month.
Coming out next week.
Keep an eye out for that.
That could be an alternate name for the podcast. Does this make us bad people? Donut Pope.
Donut Pope.
Subtext. I think Donut Pope should be.
Is it real?
You just like them a lot.
Thanks, Christian Bale, for providing us with the intro and the outro to the game.
Okay,
right.
so we're moving on to voting now.
Yeah.
And I guess we'll go in order of the ones that we told.
Okay.
So I'm gonna vote and say that Cody was the worst person this week because Cody has a history of other people doing bad stuff and then blaming it on him. So I find it kind of appalling that he would do the exact same thing after complaining about it so much and having it happen to him all the time.
I'm gonna go ahead and go with Henry here because Henry sort of knew he's made it sound like he didn't, but he definitely knew very quickly that was not a library book, and then he definitely has made the mental decision to not care about it at all until a later date. So
Henry as well. I'm gonna go with Henry as well for the same reasons as Matt. I was thinking the same thing. I just like that you looked at it. It was like you were like, "Oh, this isn't a library book," and then you just walked out with it.
Yeah, you're just like, "Oh, how interesting! It doesn't have a barcode on it."
That's amazing. Oh, that is.
Better just take it anyway.
I like that a lot.
I guess that means it doesn't belong to anyone.
And then
this is a free book.
And then I also like the idea that you just go and put it back exactly where it was.
Like and, 2 months later.
Yeah, and in hopes that somebody would go, like the person would be like, "Oh my god, it was there the whole time."
They're just sitting there and like
crying,
covered in a blanket. Just they got a huge long beard. They're just emaciated. They've been waiting there the whole time.
I didn't elaborate on my other thought process.
Oh god.
I was thinking.
He waited for me and Steven to vote. He waited for Steven to vote for. Oh god, Henry.
I was kind of also thinking that, like, I mean, okay, fair enough. I did know as soon as I looked at it and saw no barcode. Yeah, I knew it wasn't the library book, and so yeah, I just left with it. But I also had the thought, like, oh, you know what? I could get this autograph too. Because the cartoonist is coming, so like I could just like get an autograph and then like sell it on eBay.
Okay, never mind. I changed my vote. That's way worse.
So now you're just gonna sell a stolen book on eBay.
So like keep it. You know, maybe it's a good book. I haven't read it yet.
Okay, well, Henry.
We know one person will never read it.
Henry.
Yeah, I mean, Henry didn't vote, but it's already a clear majority. But go ahead, Henry. Who do you think?
Yeah, who do you think?
I was going to vote Cody because he didn't have anything prepared, and I know that's probably a lie, and he probably had something awful that he hadn't said. He doesn't remember it.
Oh, you know me too well. True. Yeah, no, that
did black out. For the audience, he blacked out last night.
Yeah.
I was thinking while you guys were telling the stories that I just don't think that I'm conscious anymore of the terrible things that I do. So like I just don't normal. Like they just don't like I just don't remember that. Like I just do it and like I'll be like, oh wow, that person's like a shitty person, and like I'll just think something really mean about somebody and it just won't like faze me because I'm just like kind of a shitty person at the core.
Okay, so really. Congratulations, Henry. You've officially won worst person for week 1 of the podcast.
Yeah,
congrats.
All I had to do was walk out of the library with a book.
All you had to do was commit theft.
It wasn't theft. I'm gonna maybe return it.
It was theft.
You're gonna return a book.
It was theft.
So it's maybe theft. It's not theft. It's maybe theft.
No, it was theft.
It's a lesser known version of theft. It's not done often, and it's not really seen in the eyes of the law as theft. It's maybe theft.
It's theft.
It's theft. Okay. Let's call a spade a spade.
Conspiring to commit selling stolen property. I don't know.
It wasn't conspiracy because I, it was more like not instinctual. What's the word?
It was a crime of passion.
Not premeditated. Hell yeah, crime of passion.
Yeah, it was a crime of passion.
It was like in the moment, you know?
Henry saw it and he was so passionate about the book.
I just saw it and was like, oh, great. I really want to read this book before Tuesday, so I'll just, I'll take it out from the library.
Henry swelled with the passion he has for stealing and just nabbed it.
He got a thief boner. A theft boner, I guess.
I got a boner for the game.
Theft boner, I guess.
So now that we've covered that, I guess that about wraps up the podcast for this week.
I guess so.
It does.
Henry, our leader in theft. Do you want to
close us out?
Do you have any?
Sign us off.
Now that since you've won, do you have any closing statements?
Well, I guess.
Why can't I hear you?
I was made. I guess.
second time that's happened.
Well, I guess thanks for listening. I was the bad person, so everyone else is not bad. So does this make us bad people? No, it makes me a bad person.
It makes Henry a bad person.
But we already knew that.
All right.
But yeah, we already did that.
So I hope you enjoyed listening for our first episode. I guess we'll see you guys next week or never again.
Bye.
Goodbye.
See you.